Ah, yes, the dance that I will do over the next few minutes here to bring you a news of the week video. I think I'm going to qualify it as news of the week, where we're at. So we're over a week now into this shutdown, right? And the IIHF World Championships are still officially on, but they're not. It's sort of like, yeah, I'm going to have meetups, but I'm not. I can't. I've had people asking me about it, so I'll throw this into this news video as well. I can't, in good conscience, have meetups, have people come out, play street hockey and floor hockey, knowing what's going on right now. And even if we had a situation where everybody goes through a testing process, I'm just saying that's just a hypothetical, and everybody's here is fine. Just that visual online, there's no way. It just feels just ridiculous. So, uh, we know IIHF World Championships aren't going to happen. There's no way that an NHLer that's currently in self isolation is going to say, "Oh, I'll go to the World Championships." The NHL would step in and say, "No, you're not." The Memorial Cup itself. Now, while all of the playoffs are done, the Memorial Cup isn't officially canceled, and apparently they have ice time rented until June. So they've got it all figured out until June in Kelowna, and they're trying to figure out a way to make it work potentially in June. We're only in March, so and everybody, we've all kind of taken sides. I'm not taking a side. I'm trying not to watch the news, and I mentioned this in the video earlier as well. I mentioned it yesterday too. Don't watch the news too much. As much as we should be aware of things, um, just be aware of your immediate surroundings. Be aware of what's going on. But and I know how hard it is not to obsess on it when you see some of these numbers coming in. But do your best to just um, alleviate your mind for a while, so you can sleep at night, so you can still do your day to day sort of stuff. I'm gonna say this too: if you are in the healthcare um, world right now, our thoughts are with you, and I say ours because I know anybody right now globally is thinking those people who are on the front lines. That's where the heroism is right now. So I don't want anybody to think that when I make videos like this, I'm not thinking about it, because I am. And I want to segue from there into this. So those of us who are thinking about all of this stuff all the time, the NHL understands that they are in danger of maybe losing some relevance. So how this works is simple. You've got certain American locales where maybe it would be harder to drum up interest if the league was gone for a very long period of time. And so the NHL is trying to figure out a way to make it so that they can have something to resolve who was going to win the Stanley Cup this year, which could mean playoffs in August or September. That's 5-6 months from now, right? So there's that. And then start the season in November. Now, the way you can start the season in November and still hand out the Stanley Cup in June is simple. No All-Star break, that's gone. No bye weeks, those would be gone. And you just have to kind of crunch a schedule. Now, the problem is this: if you play the playoffs August, September, no matter how short those might be, that's going to put wear and tear on guys. You're going to have a very small turnaround, because in between, now you have to have the draft lottery, the draft, free agency, and then we get back into playing hockey in November. So it could be 6 weeks at most between the end of one season and the start of next. That could be a really, really crazy time for yours truly and just for fans in general. But the key thing is they want to make sure that it is an 82 game schedule next season. For the sake of, I would think, salary cap, for the sake of the collective bargaining agreement, and trying to figure out the way forward. Where we are right now, the life we're living right now, this is not permanent. It may feel kind of permanent. It's not permanent. And I say that as somebody who hasn't been out of the house in over a week, other than to walk around the yard a little bit, and that's basically it. I really don't go out, which it's kind of the way that I was doing things anyways. But it does feel different. It feels really, really different now than it did, say, 2-3 weeks ago. But the NHL has to have an 82 game schedule in their eyes for next season as they get ready for Seattle to come in. And really, in all honesty, here's what can happen. So let's say we don't play playoffs and everything for safety reasons, and that's fine. And I don't think the NHL has any problem saying, okay, for safety reasons, great. That's 300 plus million gone. And then if they can't have a full season next year because of all of this that's going on, you end up in a scenario where the salary cap's going to go down. You've got a new American agreement coming up for your rights to broadcast hockey. And your ratings may very well be kind of low if you've lost visibility because people kind of forgot hockey exists because it's been gone for 6+ months. This can cascade, and it will. It's going to cascade throughout all of sports. This is not a hockey thing, but this is a hockey channel. That's why I'm talking about it from an NHL perspective. The NBA has their own ideas going on right now. The NBA has major issues going on as well. And so with the NHL, that's the only thing that I'm focusing on right now when I do these videos. But I do know what's going on in other sports as well. 82 games has to be a thing next year, or the NHL, as we know it, is going to fundamentally change. We're going to see a massive drop in salary cap. We're going to see a massive drop in salaries. And people will say, oh, well, all those big contracts. No. What'll happen is the NHL and the NHLPA will negotiate all those contracts down. So it is the best interests of the NHLPA and the NHL players to stay relevant. So watch for them to be showing up a lot on social media. They're going to get encouraged to be really active on social media right now. They can't meet fans, in person, so they're going to be online. They're going to be doing, I know Zach Hyman's doing a series on Twitch where he's playing NHL. We're going to see a lot of that. So keep your eyes open because we're not going to have regular hockey stuff to report on, but there's still going to be some good news stories. And I think it's really important right now that we have some good news stories. I think that just for the psyche of those of us, and I'm including myself in this, who need good feel good stories right now. When I'm watching wrestling and there's no fans in the stands, I'm going, but there's still wrestling going on. It's still advancing. This is still happening. That's important. So I think professional sports will play a role in how everything goes from here. Now, that segues into this. Jeremy Jacobs, I've known for a long time as a cheap SOB. I've known for a long time that he is the really, really hard line owner amongst NHL owners. Anytime that the NHLPA wants some kind of a concession, the first thing you'll hear is, what's Jeremy Jacobs gonna say? What's he gonna do? There's pressure on him from the Attorney General in Massachusetts. Please pay your part-time staff. Every single team in the National Hockey League, other than the Boston Bruins, have come out and made an announcement to this point about paying their part-time staff. I really hope that we see that from the Boston Bruins before this video goes live, because my fandom's on the line here. I cannot cheer for a team that doesn't pay its staff right now. I can't. I just can't. I had a conversation last night with a friend of mine who works for Lids, and Lids is staying open despite a lot of stores closing, and they're basically saying, nah, we're not going to close. And when staff say, look, I don't feel comfortable, or they're like, fine, just quit then, or we're not going to pay you, and we don't, go to work or else. And this has started coming out, and people are very vocal about not wanting to support Lids anymore. I think at this point in time, PR is really important when everything's getting shut down, and those few that are staying open and being adamant about it. I've heard people say things about GameStop. I really think these companies are hurting themselves coming out of this. This is a big deal. This is not just some minor thing that's going to pass in a week or two. So, for corporations that are saying, well, we're going to stay the course. We're not going to change our policies because this has been our policy. Policies have to change right now. If the Boston Bruins remain the only team not making any kind of provision for its part-time staff, I'm done. I can't. I can support this team with Brad Marchand on it. I don't have a problem with supporting, because yes, Brad Marchand has done some horrible, terrible things. I agree. I've also done videos on Marchand's horrible, terrible things where I've argued for suspensions where there weren't any. But he's one player. He's not the team. Bergeron is a great guy. Rask is a great guy. Krug, fantastic. I love Charlie McAvoy. I can name off Bruins, going back to Dave Christian, to Cam Neely, Adam Oates, guys that I've cheered for in Boston for many, many years that have made me a Bruins fan. And this could break it. I can't stand here a year from now and talk about, hey, the Bruins came out tonight and they won this game and they beat the, I don't know, Ducks. They beat the Ducks and they made the playoffs. They've clinched a spot in the playoffs. I'm happy. And have somebody in the comment section going, oh, you mean the one team that didn't pay its staff during what happened last year. You're happy about that. There are things that can break my fandom. This is it. So I'm pleading with the Boston Bruins to do the right thing. That's why I'm wearing a Bruins jersey. This is my Bobby Orr. I'm pretty sure Bobby Orr wants him to do the right thing too. It's part-time staff. Pay them. It's not like the Bruins are losing money. The Bruins are an original 6 team that makes pretty good money and have for a long time. So, yeah, they need to pay. Or I can't justify my fandom anymore. I would have to say, well, it's Vancouver and Dallas, I guess. So, hopefully they get it together. Like I said, hopefully by the time this video goes live, there's some kind of an announcement. Come on, Boston, do it. Make that announcement because we need this. We need to know that during a time of trouble like this, that those who have the money to help are willing to. And I'm in a position where, being self-employed, still making YouTube videos every day, I know that I'm in a position to help others. And yes, I'm doing that. I'm not talking about it on here, and I'm not singing the song Imagine. What the hell was that about? So I'm not gonna come out and talk about all these things that I might be doing. Just rest assured, I'm not just sitting here and going, oh well, I'll wait this out. There are people who are in some distress, and I'm trying my best to help out a couple of people, both family and not family as well. Just checking in on people, and this is what we need to do right now. And the Bruins need to check in with their part-time staff, so make it happen. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. And again, I will do my best to bring you guys news on a regular basis that is at least partly optimistic. And we're looking at a future, right? So this is the worst episode of Black Mirror ever. It's not a very good one. I want it to end. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.